Hello folks, Jolts here with another MacLeod creation. Just going to start off right now. I'm kind of getting over a cold or something, so just bear with me here. Doing the best I can. Now what we're looking at today is the finalized idea of the project I was working on for what you see before you. These are all made with parts from MOC the Mask Maker, Umarak the Destroyer, Storm Beast, Lava Beast, and Quake Beast. 5 sets make 4 figures, and all 4 combined. So let's go and get started. Alright, and now we're going to start off with Umarak here. I know I've been calling this figure Makuta, but for this version, the core is Umarak. Umarak the Wrecker. Kind of gave up on the truck mode. Instead we have is a very kind of twisted up train mode. Just a train engine. What we used to call the bumper is now basically a cattle pusher. A very cruel cattle pusher. Slopes along the sides. Buzzsaw up front. But all in all, nothing we haven't seen before. There have been a few changes made. You might be able to see some of them, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same thing. Alright, and as for the transformation, first we're going to start off with the feet here, and fold them down, unpeg them, and twist the feet around. Now for the hard part, we're just going to unpeg the shield from the hands, preferably without taking it apart, but just snaps back on. Right now we take the cow pusher and pull it back, pull that up against the back, pull these arms out, clamps his head down, fold the arms up. That's going to be the chest. Sorry, not arms, horns. That's going to be a chest, and rotate the head around, slide it forward, and then just get the arms situated. And so here we have Umarak the Wrecker in his robot mode. A lot of gold on him, very little of which has stayed in its original places. Instead of having his hammer and shield, he now just has his shield. This is something I originally wanted to do from the start, which is to have Umarak's new mask as the base head, and the Makuta mask being the chest, which will then later become the head for the combined mode. Only now have I been able to get this to work, and I think it turned out pretty well. The shoulders I wish I could have made a little wider, but priorities were elsewhere for some of these parts. Aside from that, I like how it turned out. Alright, and next up we have the Lava Jet. Big change from the hover car from before. This figure uses, well, it's the only one to have these 2 pieces, well, 4 of them. It also utilizes all 6 of the swords. You can see the head of the robot mode right in front and center there. Overall, he is just a pretty squat little jet. More of a guided missile and less of an actual self-propelled vehicle. But he's best I can get done with the parts and engineering available. These guys had the most work put into them. All the beast vehicles, these guys I had to do the most focus on. Now, as for the transformation, take the front of the jet, fold it up. These will fold out into his feet. And then for the top, we just come in and untangle the swords, take the head and rotate it up, then just get everything in a way that looks like it might work. So in robot mode, he has two kind of tiny arms, slightly assembled, two scissor hands, and then two back swords. Nice big pointed feet with claw heels, fairly long legs, crystals on the sides of the legs. This is going to be the same for all the figures. The whole torso is assembled from scratch. Despite the separation here, the hips are actually right here, not up here. On the back we see the assembly for getting him to combine with Umarak later. He does still have his cutting gimmick, which I'm glad I was able to keep that in. Overall, kind of wish I had more access to better parts to make him look better, but I do like how he turned out. As for the third figure here, we have the Storm Bike. Basically, well, if a racing game had this as an option, I would play that game. I would probably be willing to put up with a lot of bad design just for this vehicle. Alright, so we have quad feet up front for the front wheel, the beast head for, I guess, the front fender, headlight and handlebars, arms coming back to this sort of back wheel, and crystal along the side. Even have a nice little chain coming off the back there. That really serves no purpose other than it just looked nice at the time, I thought. Basically just a pretty, I think, pretty nice little bike. A bike that only a chosen few can handle. Now, as for the transformation, going to pull the arms out. The back wheel comes out, comes the arms. I guess we'll just get that out of the way. Take the front wheel, fold that down to be the legs. Unhook the claws. Fold these out. And there you have the legs. Turn the head around. Put that back up. And just get the arms situated out. Now in robot mode, we see he is a grappling champ, just like in his previous form. He's got the longest legs of the three beasts, I think. Two claws for hands, a claw on his back, just in case someone is dumb enough to sneak up on him. Aside from that, not much else has changed. That chain is now a tail. And he's also the only one who has something clipped into the foot combining element on his back. But I assure you there's good reason for that. And again, aside from that, nothing else to really point out. Overall though, I do think he turned out pretty good. I do like how his cobbled together front arms turned out, and do turn out to be pretty darn useful later on. Alright, and last but not least, we have the Quake Cannon. Basically, it is a military-esque vehicle that has a giant cannon or missile launcher on top. You can spin it, not very well, but you can spin it. You have this whole assembly. You have a crystal on one side, crystal on the two sides over here. Visible head, feet form the wheels, and then the only chest piece you will find amongst any of these three. All I think it turned out pretty well, in this mode at least. Now for the transformation, we're just going to take this whole assembly and move it off to the side. Take this side, move it out. Take this piece, move these 180, just make sure this crystal is all the way to the back. And then we unfold the legs. Get him standing. Fix the arm. Just realized I put that thumb on backwards. Fix that a little bit. And just keep that cannon arm out to the side. Alright, and as for Quake Cannon's robot mode, we can see that I did keep to his asymmetrical aesthetic from his original set. But don't be fooled, this was not the last figure I made. This is actually the first one that was completed. Once I got the legs sorted out for the three of them, figuring out who needed which one more, Quake Cannon here kind of got the short end of the stick with the, well, the worst leg. He can use it. That I can promise you. He can use that for his later modes. But yeah, he's not breaking any records in track and field. Except for maybe shot put. Yeah, he has developed a more goblin-esque kind of appearance to him like this. Well, maybe not goblin, but just some kind of nightmarish subterranean creature. But given the parts I had and what I'm wanting to do, I'm alright with how it turned out. The only thing I really want to change is that wonky foot. But it shouldn't be an issue in combined mode. And speaking of which, alright, now to start off, we're going to take Umarak here, remove his shield, and then just fold up his legs, like so. Keep those feet out to the back. Fold them up, foot in the back. You may notice he has two little ball joints on the points of his knees. Next up, the tricky part. So we take this whole assembly and we tuck this in under, so this can, well, should be able to slide up and over. The arms, the head, everything. There we go. Then tuck the horns in, slide it up, keep that thing going. Okay. Spin the head around, again trying not to pop the mask off. Then close up the chest piece, and then just kind of get everything else over here situated. And yeah, just got to clean that up a little bit. And there we have a torso mode for, well, what's going to be actually Makuta. Now for Storm Bike over here, we're going to start off with pulling off his forearms and that thing in his back. Then we're going to connect these like so, forming this nightmarish weapon. And we're just going to put this off to the side. I'm going to take Storm Bike, turn it upside down, take his hips, pull them out, fold the arms down, and fold the head up. And we have a pair of arms. Next, we're going to take Quake Cannon, and we're going to make him into a foot. So pretty much just tuck in the arms as conveniently as possible. And fold up the legs like so. Then we'll take lava jet here and do the same. Fold the head back. Take these feet, fold them forward. Well, fold the entire thing back, then fold them forward. And just kind of slide them up. Yeah, I haven't really tested the feet modes for these guys. And just kind of, a little bit difficult for him, just get these arms out of the way. And we have our second foot. Alright, so we got our 2 feet here. Now we just plug Makuta foot into each one. Next, we'll take the arms and, oh dear, plug those in. Like so. And here we have Apocolypse Makuta. Well, all he needs now is his weapons. And the end result is not as clean as I would have liked it. Sadly, I did not have enough time to actually thoroughly test it. But the end result here is basically Umrak and the 3 beasts combined to form Makuta. Makuta with the power of storms, earthquakes, and magma. Purely destructive force. I do wish I could have cleaned them up a little bit better. And hopefully I'll have time to actually kind of go back and work on this guy. That is something I would very much like to do. You know, probably use some more parts of my own. Clean these guys up a little bit. But I am not disappointed with the end result. Now the main thing here is, any of the 3 beasts can be a foot. And any of them can be a pair of arms. Quake Cannon provides a cannon arm. Lava Jet provides swords. Storm Beast having the most difficult to use weapon, but if you can get it to work, it is going to hurt a lot of people. Very much. That thing is just the weaponized version of gluttony. It's just 3 bear traps that constantly chew up whatever gets between them. And of course he has his little shield. Again, I would love to clean this guy up a bit, but I'm not disappointed with how it turned out. And I hope you guys like this guy as much as I like him. Now, I'll include some pictures of the other forms. I don't really want to record any more videos. My voice is getting hard to use right now. So I thank folks for watching. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more. And I'll see you folks next time.